Thank you, Senator. My name is Nicole Sirotek. I'm a registered nurse. I've been a registered nurse for over a decade. My specialty is critical care, a flight nurse that can manage ventilators. And I'm actually a master's prepared biochemist, and I have worked extensively with the HIV virus, tracking genetic mutations. I didn't see a single patient died of COVID. I've seen a substantial number of patients die of negligence and the handicapping of medical professionals doing their job. Many of them are not dying from COVID. When I was on the front lines of New York,
I know we're gonna have a ton of people die, but these people aren't dying from COVID. Nobody is listening. They don't care what is happening to these people. They don't. I'm literally coming here every day and watching them kill them. All know what's happening. They all agree with me and they all just shake their heads, and I'm like, am I the only one who is not a sociopath?
2 days ago, I flew out my first 10-year-old with a heart attack, and I had to fight the doctor in the ER because he's like, 10-year-olds don't have heart attacks. And I argued back and forth for 30 minutes to force his hand to get an EKG to find out that he had almost a complete STEMI, which is ST elevated myocardial infarction. And he's like, well, that's not possible. And I'm like, well, he was just vaccinated yesterday. It is very much possible. At any given time, people are getting a hold of me and the nurse advocates at American Frontline Nurses to help advocate, because as you've seen, there is victim shaming. Oh, it's anxiety. Oh, it's this. But in actuality, if they put down that it was a vaccine injury, the physician, the corporation, the hospital, the clinic, they actually won't get reimbursed. So it gets labeled as anxiety or neuropathy or Guillain-Barré syndrome, when in actuality, it's very realistically a vaccine injury. I founded American Frontline Nurses. I've traveled extensively to South America, India, and South Africa, working in hot zones, stopping the spread of the virus and working with early intervention. And nowhere in those countries, in developing nations, do I see these issues that we see here in the United States. Our level of healthcare has been deteriorated to substandard third world nation healthcare, whereas I tell people you are better off in South America in a field hospital than you are in level 1 trauma designer hospitals in the United States. As nurses, we are getting reports across the country from our American Frontline Nurses. If they're on a ventilator, they're not getting basic standards of care. I've had patients that haven't been bathed, haven't been fed, haven't been given water, haven't been turned. And if you ask me, this isn't a hospital, this is a concentration camp.
That's right.
Absolutely it is.